In the year 2020, Sri Lanka started to gain its attractions back after being attacked by the terrorists in 2019. But the global pandemic closed down it all. So in last year, there were roughly about 1,913,702 arrivals to Sri Lanka, although there was a terrorist attack. In 2020, 496,427 arrivals prior to global pandemic closed down the airport. But that's not our topic today. Who visits Sri Lanka? Who visits most? So, let's find out most arriving visitors to Sri Lanka. Number 10. Canada. We all know Canada is a country where many travelers willing to spend their money on exploring the world, for vacations, for honeymoons and many more. Over 12.3 million trips overseas made in 2019. Well, that's only second to the United States. In the same year, 18,320 visitors have been arrived in Sri Lanka. But in 2020, just 12,436 arrivals. Number 9. Ukraine. Just 16,776 arrivals hit in the year of 2020. When comparing to 2019, not much of a difference as it was 16,073 visitors to Sri Lanka. Number 8. United States. They having the largest trips overseas in the world. Currently at the number 8 spot in most arriving visitors to Sri Lanka. Wasn't bad at all, there were 16,842 arrivals in 2020. When compared to 2019, it was quite a decline as it was about 30,070 arrivals. Number 7. Australia. In the year 2018, there were 110,928 Australians arrived on the island. But respectively in 2019 and 2020, there were only 30,619 and 20,283 visitors. Well, that's a huge decline. You may have known what causes it. Number 6. France. Just like the Australians, there is massive decline of French visitors to Sri Lanka. In 2018, 106,449 tourists arrived in the island. But in 2019 and 2020, there were only 43,144 and 24,836 arrivals. But, still it's on number 6 in most arriving visitors to Sri Lanka. Number 5. China. China has the largest population in the world, so no wonder Chinese are in the list in any country's top arrivals. In 2018, the Chinese were the second most arriving visitors in Sri Lanka. However, a decline of about 85% of Chinese arrivals hit in the past 2 years. In 2020, there were only 26,147 arrivals. Number 4. Germany. Well, Germans are a major portion in tourists' arrivals in Sri Lanka, especially from Europe. In 2018, there were 156,888 arrivals made to Sri Lanka. However, in 2019 and 2020, there were only 49,429 and 34,507 visitors arrived. So Germany at number 4. Number 3. Russia. Russians are the visitors who have not either growth or decline in their arrivals. Guess what? They are in number 3 spot in our list for one reason. Their consistency. Consistency in visiting Sri Lanka for last 10 years. Either COVID-19 or the terrorist attacks don't make a huge impact on Russian arrivals. In 2018, there were 65,497 visitors to Sri Lanka, while in 2019 and 2020, there were 39,187 and 49,397 visitors. So, they are our number 3 on our list. Number 2. UK. Usually, the most visiting nation from Europe. Having 3rd spot in 2018 in the top list, now in the 2nd due to close down of Chinese airport departures. In 2018, having a record of 254,176 arrivals, in the following years there were only 85,466 and 55,455 visitors to Sri Lanka. Currently in the 2nd of our list. Just like most arriving visitors to Sri Lanka, if you want to know more about facts and stats about Sri Lanka, then subscribe to our channel, Sri Lanka in Brief. Well, guess number 1. It's India. As the closest country to Sri Lanka, many Indians have their first journey to Sri Lanka as it is their cheapest destination. So far, they have the record of over 300,000 average arrivals from 2015 to 2018. In 2018, there were 424,884 Indians have come to Sri Lanka. In the following years of 2019 and 2020, 107,147 and 89,357 visitors arriving in Sri Lanka.